Hi, I'm John. You must know that by now if you've been watching all my videos. I'm not doing ravioli. I'm going to do tortellini and cappelletti, which are essentially the same thing. They're stuffed pasta, a pasta stuffed with something, but these you actually have to hand make yourself. I've never found a machine that can do this yet. What I've done is I rolled out the dough and I've cut it into squares and into circles, because the technique for both is the same way. The squares I cut with this great little tool called a pasta bite. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 9 little actual pasta cutters, but they're on a sprocket, and you can adjust them to make different widths so that you can make lasagna noodles, all different types of things with it. But I took them all and made 2-inch separations and cut the dough into 2-inch squares. I also cut the dough into 2-inch circles. You can use anything, top of a wine glass, which is very Italian, biscuit cutters, anything that will make circles, because the technique to make the tortellini and the cappelletti is exactly the same. And it's a little handwork intensive at the beginning, but it's really not hard at all. So I'm going to take my squares here, let me just separate them. And I'm going to start with the squares first, which is the cappelletti, so you understand where the halfway marks are. Now, when I teach class, I have to explain this to a lot of people over and over and over again. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on the edges to make sure they seal. When you're making these yourself and you're just popping them right out, you really don't have to. You just have to press the edges together. Especially if you make crepe, which is basically the same thing. It's just not Italian. So let me just wet some edges here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the square of pasta. These have a scant, very small teaspoonful of filling in. If you put too much filling in, it's like this, it's going to squeeze out. And you really don't want that to happen. So I keep telling my students, less is more. So you fold it in half, press the edges together, and this is the technique, whether they're circles or squares, is you're going to push the filling in with your thumb and pull the edge up. That's why I decided to use the square first. So these are cappelletti. Press the edge, push it in with your thumb, fold this edge up, and pull these 2 edges over. You can do a couple of things. The traditional Italian way is to press them around your finger like this, and this is the cap. It's the pointy part of the Italian policeman's hat. That's why these are called cappelletti. I'll do that again a couple of times for you. Press the edges together, like so. Press the middle in while you fold this edge up and bring the 2 edges around. Press hard. These will dry like this. They will not come apart as long as you've sealed them completely. You might say this is a lot of handwork. Well, you know, sometimes you just don't want to go down and buy a box of something and throw it in water. Sometimes you really want to do something for your family. That's a cappelletti. Isn't that really cool? And this is definitely handwork of love. So now that when I finish this last one, I'm going to go to the circles. Press the filling in, push the point up, bring the 2 edges together, and press them together as hard as you can. A little harder to see with a circle, so I'm going to do this. These are tortellini. These are the things you buy in bags or they serve you in broth in a restaurant. Exact same concept. Half circle, filling in the middle. You're going to still pull this edge up. Press it in, pull the edge up, press the 2 ends together. Look, tortellini, just like you buy at the supermarket, only you made it yourself, so it's going to taste even better. Press the 2 edges together, as hard as you want. Filling up, edge up, 2 ends, press hard. And they will dry like this perfectly. You can either boil them in water and put sauce on them. You can do what Italians do, which is they make these and they cook them by boiling them in chicken broth, which is the more traditional way to do it. And there you have it. These are tortellini. They do make larger ones these days in some restaurants and call them, tortelloni, which I don't even know if that's really a term or not. Press those two ends down. See, they look just like the commercial ones, only you made them yourself. All you got to do is set yourself up, have an assistant. My assistant is running the camera. Thank you very much, George, for taking all these videos. You can knock a whole slew of these out. They will be absolutely wonderful, and your family will love you for making them for them. It's a little bit of work, but sometimes you have to do it to make it taste good. I hope you've enjoyed all my videos, including this one, which I was kind of surprised I've now got 5. And I wish you the very, very best. Have fun making pasta. Ciao, and mangia!